What's going on? We back, Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Shout out to the whole Motor City Sports Talk family. We here and we working. We on our job real quick. Preview show, man. Cowboys, Lions. All right, let's bring it out a bit. Cowboys, Lions. Week 4. I believe the Cowboys are 1-2. They lost to the Seahawks last week. In week 1, they lost to the Panthers. They beat the Giants, who got their first win last week, over the Houston Texans, who look like they're struggling offense and defense. They're gonna put a lot of it on the fact that Deshaun Watson's knee, probably still ain't there with the ACL. But yeah, for me, it ain't just about that with Houston. Just to get off topic for me. A lot of Houston is. Clowney don't like he's showing up. J.J. Watt and all them ain't showing up. So, shout out to the Giants for getting their first win. Obviously, the Lions got blew out by the Jets week 1. I think that's a product of them not being prepared. And they lost a heartbreaker to the 49ers week 2. I think that's a part of them not being prepared offensively. In week 3, they beat the New England Patriots, okay? What's going on, Antonio Jenkins? Antonio Jenkins, excuse me. What's going on? So, we playing Dallas. It's a big game, not going to lie. Because this can get the Lions right back into the NFC North playoff race, the winning the division, especially with the Minnesota Vikings losing. And for the Cowboys, keep pace with the Eagles, Even though you look at those two teams, and you look at the Redskins as well. Redskins are 2-1. Only loss coming to, I think, the Indianapolis Colts. And for the Cowboys, this is huge for them. And I say it's huge for the Cowboys because the Redskins ain't look like no chumps, okay? And neither are the Eagles, especially when Walker 2 and Wentz get back to itself. So they need this win. You know what I'm saying? They're going against the worst run defense statistically in the Lions. And and also that's the Lions' weakness is stopping the run. It wasn't a weakness last week, and it was a weakness up and down through the 49er game. We'll talk about that in a second. And the Lions are going against, the Lions defense is the best best passing defense, got the best pass defense out there. Is going against one of the worst passing offense in the Cowboys, okay? But statistics can always be tricky. Kind of got Clemson and Syracuse on the tube, so it's a good game as well, too. Those things are kind of tricky, okay? Keith, I'll get to you in a minute. Because I think Zeke scares me, and I think it scares me a lot with Zeke this week, all right? He's due for a breakout game. You hear Skip Bayless talk about it all the time. He got to play his way into shape. At first, it's like he came into this camp with monster shape. But also on that, what people are not talking about with them is the fact that their offensive line is struggling. I mean, Tyron Smith was one of the best left tackles in the league. He's struggling since that injury he suffered last year. In football, this is why it's difficult to predict football from year to year. Not just the injuries, but some guys can be in their prime 1 year, and then the next year they no longer in their prime. Simple as that. So, injuries build up, and some guys just lose their prime like that. Some guys lose their prime over the summer. Some guys don't want to train, or some guys train, they just ain't got it no more. Also, the center, Travis Frederick, okay? Travis Frederick is out with an illness, okay? Zach Martin ain't playing that well. So when you break up the camaraderie of an offensive line, you take away Travis Frederick, the center, which is the leader of the line, that's tough. And then you got two other positions. You got the guard position. I think Leyland Collins is playing. I'm not sure who their right tackle is. So, I know Jonathan Cooper was there last year. I'm not really sure about him, but still being there. So they got a lot of question marks around the offensive line too. And you look at the receivers. Was it Deontay Thompson, Tavon Austin, Allen Hurns, Cole Beasley. None of them is world beaters. They slot receiver Cole Beasley is their most proven receiver, and Tavon Austin is their most dynamic offensive weapon other than, Zeke. And their most dynamic receiver / running back weapon. So they don't have no tight end. Rico Gathers, I've been hearing that name by Skip Bayless all day. I'm like, Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen them do nothing. So you know, it is what it is. Like Antonio Jenkins said, if we stop the run, we win. Okay. Keith Jacobson, how many yards you think Matt Stafford will throw for? That's difficult right there. Stafford. I mean, Awuzie and Byron Jones, I think, could potentially be Pro Bowl corners, but I don't think they're there yet. And also, you got Heath, Jeff Heath. He from around here, I believe. And the other safety they got, I'm not familiar with him. You know, the Cowboys, as much talk, I'm going to talk about this from, much talk about them trying to get Earl Thomas. The Cowboys actually should have been trying to get Eric Jenkins or Trey Boston. Trey Boston has sat on the market for quite some time. I think he's with the Cardinals now. And, you know, I don't know why I didn't get him. He better than Jeff Heath and the other guy. And so is Eric, I just said his name. I'm sorry. Eric Reed. He better than both of their safeties. But you know how Jerry Jones feel about the kneeling and the national anthem protest, which is starting to die down because the media ain't talking about it no more, so it don't matter. That's all they had to do in the first place. But, you know, they always looking for a story. So, you know, that is what it is. But I think Stafford could be good this game. You know, he had a lot of success going to Dallas, even going back to the playoff game. They had a lot of success, him throwing the ball around, and they can do that. I don't think they have a matchup. I like Jordan Lewis a lot. I don't know how he's doing this year. I like the matchup between Jordan Lewis and Golden Tate. You know, I like Kenny Galladay on anybody. I like Marvin Jones in this game. I think Golden Tate has a chance to do well, and I think Luke Wilson has an opportunity, or Vallis, one of those guys has an opportunity to eat at tight end this week. I just don't like the way Cooter uses his tight ends. It's always a zig route or a bootleg. Let's see what Luke Wilson did good in Seattle. It was stretching the field, you know what I'm saying? Stretching the deep middle of the field between the safeties, you know, deep drags, shallow crossing routes. He's athletic. It's time to that's the next evolution of his offense after he get that running game to how to use the tight end. Lord Lennox 313. The number one pass defense stat is very misleading. Lions have no pass rush. They are bottom in the league in attempts, completions, percentage, and passer ratings allowed. Yeah, the run defense could be misleading too. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo, you know, and Dante Pettis had some fucking some success, you know. Remember, they had success in that game as well towards the until Pettis got hurt, and then they had some success when Slay got hurt, but Marquise Goodwin didn't play that game. The Jets game, I just think the Lions were just ill prepared. I don't think they was prepared well. Okay, I think they thought they was gonna go out there and especially after the interception and stump the Jets out, and it just got out of hand. So I really don't read too much into that Jets game, especially with Stafford just having the kid and Stafford also not taking a lot of preseason reps. You know, they played better week 2 versus 49ers. They run defense, it seemed solid, and then Breida started running through them, and then they solidified the run defense also again in the fourth quarter. So it's been up and down, okay? It's been up and down, and it almost a month in the season. So I think if you're seeing improvement from week to week for the Lions, I think that's a positive sign nobody's talking about, you know, especially at all aspects. You see from week to week, you've seen the pass rush get better. From week to week, you've seen the run defense get better. From week to week, you've seen Neville Lawson, Slay, Agnew, Glover Quinn get better. And I said before about Glover Quinn. Glover Quinn is one of those guys that he started slow. Like last year or 2 years ago, one of the two, he started really, really slow. And then he finally picked it up. So I can respect that. He finally picked it up. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of them veterans, man, it's hard for them to crank that engine up from season to season, especially when he was semi-retired. And that's why they drafted Tracy Walker. But Dallas does present an issue. Zeke is now catching the ball out the backfield. Their tight end situation is still up in flux, but, you know, Deontay Thompson can fly. Okay, Tavon Wilson, somebody got to watch out. He can fly. Allen Hurns is a good route runner, can work the underneath. So they do present some issues on the passing tip. But if they stop the run and force Dak Prescott to dink and dunk like the bus driver Dak Prescott is, I mean, and make tackles. That's what it is. It's about tackling, stopping the run, and not allowing yak and tackling, not allowing them to get to the first yard marker. And defensively, Dallas defense is very, very fast, but it's light in the ass. That rhyme. They very, very fast, but they light in the ass. And what I mean by that is they got speed. A lot of their guys are predicated on speed. David Irvin doesn't become eligible to next week. Taco Charlton is more of a speed guy. DeMarcus Lawrence is much of a speed pass rusher. Jalen Smith is a speed linebacker. Sean Lee not there. The guy from Boise State, the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman is there. They corners, Byron Jones is physical. He used to be a safety. So, Woozier is a good corner. And they safeties, Jeff Heath is more of a box safety. But if you can get Jeff Heath in coverage, you can take advantage of him a lot, especially if they put him on tight ends or slot receivers. If I see Jeff Heath on Golden Tate one-on-one, even if a blitz comes, I'm taking my chances with Golden Tate. I'm pretty sure Dallas knows not to do that. But when I say they physical, when I say they fast and light in the ass, I mean the Lions like to play power ball, okay? They got to sludge hammer that in with LeGarrette Blount, sludge hammer it in with Kerryon Johnson. Eventually, those smaller defense, as the game goes on, those offensive linemen is going to start making it from the first level to the second level, and they're going to wear them out. I think Stafford pass attempts need to be around the mid to early 30s. I think the run attempts need to be in the 25 to 30 range as well, if not more, because eventually when you got a light defense like that, I'm telling you, keep running the ball in play action. And what I would do if I'm Jim Bob Cooter is I run early on run downs. I run early on passing downs, okay? I just keep running the ball, even if it's 3rd and 3. I don't get cute. I'm saying? I might line up single back, 3 receivers. I'm just handing the ball off and seeing what happens. Because eventually your offensive lineman is going to wear that defense out. I'm trying to tell you. And then as the game progresses, you know what I do? I start throwing on passing down. I start throwing on run down. So if it's 2nd and 1, that's a perfect time to take a shot because now you got LeGarrette Blount that can pick up that yard. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Kerryon Johnson that can pick up that yard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to outsmart myself. Sometimes you can be too smart for your own good, but I'm trying to mix it up because once that run game get to going on, they corners can't hang with our receivers. And they linebackers, other than Jalen Smith, can't hang with our backs out the backfield, and they can't hang with our tight end. This might be a huge game for Kerryon Johnson theoretically out the backfield, okay? I seen Luke Wilson highlights in Seattle. He was nice. He needs more receptions for sure. Yeah, Keith Jacobs, they're not using him the right way, okay? Luke Wilson isn't like with Ebron, okay? I might do a video on this, man. I should have did last week, man. I forgot, man. But for like Ebron, man, Ebron with Indianapolis, they using Ebron as a deep threat. That's what Luke Wilson is. Luke Wilson is a deep threat tight end. He's a tight end that's athletic, fast, that can get down the field and make deep ball catches. They tried to use Eric Ebron as a guy that's a guy that's going to a flat tight end receiver, a guy that just do the same little out routes. They need to get these tight ends down the field, okay? Down the field. Vallis is a route runner, okay? He's the guy that can cuss the intermediate. But Luke Wilson coming to the game, he like to stretch the field and outrun safeties and linebackers. That's his game. But Eric Ebron last week, oh, my God, I was watching the Philly and the Eagles game, right? Eric Ebron was dropping hella balls. He dropped a touchdown. He dropped an out route, I think, on 3rd or 2nd down. I seen Eric Ebron drop 3 balls last week from Andrew Luck. I watched that game. I got the NFL Sunday ticket. He dropped hella balls last week. It wasn't just Stafford. Ebron just can't catch, as we already knew. He dropped a touchdown right in his hands. He tried to catch it with his body and slipped right between his arms, man. Antonio Jenkins say, our offense has improved so much from last year, though. If we can continue to run the ball, the offense will be unstoppable, especially if Matt Stafford arm throwing it deep. Yeah, his deep ball accuracy was looking better last week. Like I said, when you have a kid, it's different, and when you're not getting those reps in preseason, these guys not getting those reps no more, it's difficult to stay on point. We supposed to win that playoff game versus the Cowboys. That pass interference against Pettigrew in the 20-yard punt. Yeah, that's how I beat, man. League find a way to get it fuck us. And like Sam Martin did that shit. I don't know if Sam Martin was a punter, but one year, I can't remember he was playing. He shanked the punt for like 15 yards, man. We lost the game because of a punt. Konzi Flanagan III, yes, too true. We need to keep running. Antonio Jenkins, yeah, the Lions O-line manhandled the Patriots. That's the best I've seen the Lions O-line play in a long time. Yeah, because they committed to the run. Jim Bob Cooter got to learn that, man. You see all these other offenses flying. and throwing the ball. But what if you just ran the ball? Okay, that was your primary thing, is run the ball. Watch how it open up. Look at the Rams. They run the ball so much that they ain't even got to come in the game running the ball with Todd Gurley no more. They can fake play action to Todd Gurley on first and whatever it is. People will suck in because Todd Gurley a threat, and he got receivers running down the field. And what it does is when you play action and when they got to respect the run, it slows the pass rush down. Okay? It slows the pass rush down, and it gets linebackers pulled up, and you get better throwing lanes. So that's the issue with that. What's going on, Scott Young? Frederick Williams say, Kenny Galladay can possibly have a breakout game. That's a good point. Hakeem Vallis is good at stretching the field. Yeah, Galladay, nobody over there can fuck with the receivers. It's up to staff to be on point. It's up to Jim Bob Cooter to run the ball. I'm trying to see if they run the ball and get physical with Dallas, that defense is light. It's smaller. I bet weight, pound for pound, is smaller than Syracuse up 23-20. It's a good game. I bet pound for pound, they smaller, man. And that Flying Dutchman character, I would love to get him on Theo Reddick, man, one-on-one. Okay? You know, I would love to get him on Kerryon Johnson one-on-one in the flats. That's who I'm attacking. You know, I'm attacking that guy in coverage every time, all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm attacking that Flying Dutchman rookie from Boise State every time in coverage, okay? And when I do run the ball, I'm looking for Theo Reddick. I think Theo Reddick can have a big game, and Kerryon Johnson can have a big game out the backfield. On Texas routes, option routes, out routes. I think Dallas is going to play a lot of zone. I think Dallas is going to play a lot of zone. I believe so. And when you play zone, man, trust me, that run the ball. Because that play action, as soon as you play action, them linebackers come up, you're going to sneak eyes behind them. You can flood the zone by having 3 or 4 receivers run to the far side of the field, and then you can leak somebody out the back for a big game. It's a lot of ways you can attack zone, okay? A lot of ways you can attack zones. And that's what they need to do. You know, run the ball. I run the ball like hell. Time of possession all day, like I did versus them. Make sure I hit the like button. You think Kerryon will have 100 yards again? It's possible, but it hinges on Jim Bob Cooter. I think the offensive linemen need to tell Jim Bob Cooter that they like going forward and run blocking. Ziggy Ansah got to go injury prone. Terry Starr, yeah, he ain't playing this week. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm doing after this sometime today. Scott Young, he better have 100 yards so we know they ain't passing. We have number 1 pass defense, feed Zeke all day if they're smart. Exactly. Defense needs to stop the run and attack these young DBs on offense. Exactly. But I would just run the ball, to be honest. And then I'd play action and then Orlando and take my chances. I think the Lions need to run the ball. It's a small defense, especially if David Irvin playing. He's a pass rusher, but he's not playing until next week because he's suspended. This is a small defense, a small defense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, man, Taco Charlton from Michigan, DeMarcus Lawrence, these dudes are small defensive ends. Randy Gregory, he real light in the ass. I forget who the defensive tackle guy is. He's pretty good too, the other one. But Jalen Smith, these dudes are small. Byron Jones can tackle in the flat, though. He used to be a safety. You know, but it's another guy you can get on, man. He was a safety. So anytime you're a safety, that means you only got the feet to play corner most of the time. So, you know, they got a lot of good matchups on the outside, but I would just continue to run the ball, control the clock, and pick my chances. No, Ziggy out this week. He out this week. He's out big time. Shoulder injury, back injury, ankle injury. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, he out. Somebody else out too. I know Jared Davis popped up on the injury report for those who care. Frank Ragnar popped up on the injury report, but yeah, but he good. He practiced yesterday, so yeah, it should be interesting. It's a 1 o'clock start. What about Deshaun Hand? He ranked very, very high in Pro Football Focus rookie ratings. Very, very high. You know, I'm not surprised. And like I said about him being at Alabama, this dude was the number 1, okay, the number 1 football player in the nation coming out of high school. And I think sometimes you go to a school like Alabama and you forget. I mean, you get forgotten because you're playing around so much good talent. But yeah, he balling though, man. Derwin James from the San Diego Chargers rated out as the best rookie. And Derwin James is a beast out of Florida State. Florida State could really use him about now, man. Let me see. Trade Ziggy, wasted $17 million. Not really. I mean, when Ziggy did play versus Jets, he was out there beasting. Until Deshaun Lee, rookie leads all linemen and tackles, he was a steal for us. Yeah, he been playing over more than Alshon, I believe. I think they need to possibly start him. And then they need to also implement more of Kerry Hyder when he finally get healthy. I think they said he was a healthy scratch last week, but I don't think he's 100% healthy. I think that's the issue with him. He's not all the way healthy from the Achilles. But when he come back, be good. But Ziggy was beasting in the Jets game until he got injured. Ziggy was beasting. He was beasting, man. I don't think he come back next year. And that might be good news for you Golden Tate fans. If they don't bring Ziggy back, the more likely Golden Tate, you know what I'm saying, will stay if they want to pay him. But like the kid from Boston College, Harold Landry, looked good a couple weeks ago for Tennessee, making plays. Guy won in the draft. Eli Harold is nice. Pick up by line. Yeah. Eli Harold did nice last week. Sometimes some guys might fit your scheme. Some guys may fit your scheme. Maybe he wasn't a scheme fit for San Francisco. But remember, we used to, man, when Jim Schwartz was here and Summer Caldwell 10 years well too. I mean, we had guys that we would get off from other teams that would come in and get 8 to 10 sacks or 7 to 10 sacks a year. I mean, George Johnson was a guy. He left here, became a bum. He was a bum in Tampa, came here, had a breakout season, left again, was a bum, came back. He was just done. Kerry Hyder was a guy that jumped out of nowhere. Willie Young was a guy that jumped out of nowhere, had some good sacks. So the Lions used to be able to develop defensive end pass rushers, but we need to keep Tate. I necessarily don't believe you need to keep Tate, but if it make the fans feel better, but you don't need to keep him. I'm sorry. I mean, just don't. I mean, receiver. I mean, depending on for the price, receiver is too high price. You can go get a rookie that can do the same thing he do. And he ain't been that good this year neither. He been good, but he been having his lapses though. But I don't think we need to keep him, but we can keep him. It's not a need to keep the guy. But I like him. But Kenny Galladay is emerging as a good receiver. What do you think the Lions are going to do with Amir because he hasn't played a snap yet this season? He shouldn't have been running his mouth. That's what he was doing. He was running his mouth, blaming the organization. Now they holding him captive. I mean, who need a running back right now, to be honest? 49ers need a running back. I thought they would trade him after he played the 49ers. Didn't happen. I thought the Seahawks would trade Earl Thomas after the Dallas Cowboy game because they didn't want to go up against him, but they didn't. It depends on who need a quarterback. I mean, who need a running back, And Kyle Vanden Bosch. Vanden Bosch was a good player before he got here, but he's at the end when after he got here. After the 16 season we got him. He was beasting though, Refund us on $70 million, 2 seasons of Tay. We don't need to draft a DN to replace Zeke. We do need to draft a DN to replace Zeke. Yeah. They should have did that this year. But, pass rushers are tough to find. If I was the Lions, I would inquire about bringing the kid in from Denver. I don't know how he's doing, Shane Ray. I know he has some issues off the field, but I don't know how he's doing. I liked him as a pass rusher. But, Harold Landry, I liked him a lot coming out of Boston College, but maybe he don't fit what the Lions do. So they'll figure out. What do you think the weakest position on what? The Lions? Probably the defensive line. They need all new defensive line to be honest. I like hand to stay. And that's it. Everybody else can go. Ziggy not get healthy. Kerry Hyder get healthy, I keep him, but it's probably gonna be week 8. You see the best Kerry Hyder, maybe week 10. Smith, we need to keep running that ball long as they can probably hold on. You need to keep running the ball longest they keep probably he fucked up. As long as we can get 50 or 60 yards out of Blunt, 50, 60 yards of the rookie, we'll be fine. Now I think they need to you're right. They need to continue to mix that ball in with Blunt and Johnson. I think that's imperative to that 1-2 punch. And mix Theo in there too, man. Run the ball with Theo so that every time you put Theo Reddick in, they don't know it's a pass and play to him. Okay. I like to see more. I like to see eventually more screen passes to Kerryon Johnson as well. Okay, not that middle shit. Remember that line tight end screen they used to run? I hated that play. You know, this is Scott Linehan used to run this tight end screen on like third and forever. Okay, but as far as Detroit, run the ball, man. That's another one thing for me tomorrow because they run the ball. Those corners gonna start peeking in the backfield. The linebackers gonna try to start reacting to the run play action. It's gonna be that much easier. But I'm telling you guys, Golden Tate is probably that guy tomorrow. Okay, Golden Tate is probably gonna be your guy, especially in PPR leagues. Golden Tate should eat. And you know Dallas got mad because Golden Tate back in Seattle. Who the fuck he knock out? Sean Lee? Crackbacked his ass, whatever he did. You know what I'm saying? This if y'all at the crib, check out this Clemson Syracuse game. It's 4 minutes, 36 seconds left. Syracuse up by 3. They undefeated. Clemson down by 3, obviously 23-20. Clemson's quarterback, remember Kelly Bryan? He left the school. Well, apparently they had 2 freshmen behind the freshman quarterback, and the freshman quarterback got injured like in the first half. It wasn't a dirty hit. He got a concussion, I would believe it was. So now this other freshman he threw a pick, but they coming back. They're coming back. So that's a 50-yard line of ball. So it's a good game if you ain't got shit else to do. Clemson and Syracuse. If Dallas is America's team, we are America's heartbeat. Sorry, had to say that. Exactly. You know, with the cars and what it used to be. I know people used to from the South. You know, a lot of my family from the South and from New York came to Detroit because it was the high hub. But with the car game going down, it's time for, you know, Detroit to fix the hustle, you know, change the hustle. And I don't know what that is, you know, maybe solar energy, whatever's hot right now, everything that's hot like Amazon as far as moving packages or something of that nature. But it's also a city of hustlers, man. You know, we know how to hustle like nowhere else. I was saying that as well. Okay, defensive line stinks. Yeah, it does. But I think they learned to play. I think part of the defensive line stinking is that they don't have camaraderie. But I think it's camaraderie, really, to be honest. I think if you get Ziggy and Hyder back healthy, okay, I think that boosts that defensive line that much. Okay, it does. You know, Hyder, you know, they can IR him for the first 8 weeks, but I think it's too late to do that. Okay, and bring him back because he ain't fully healthy yet. But I think they're trying to let Hyder heal, and when he come back, I think he'll be all right. But I think the linebackers ain't been that bad this year. I think through 3 weeks they had the most sacks by any linebacker crew in the league. Remember that point in time when the Lions didn't even know how to blitz? They didn't know how to blitz nothing. It was with Jim Schwartz. We just couldn't blitz. Okay, Glover Quinn, Tracy Walker. And it's another thing too. I'm gonna say this. I think it's time for Tracy Walker to start. Okay, Tavon Wilson, he ain't doing shit, but getting penalties on special teams and doing dumb shit. I would think it's time to just play Tracy Walker. That's what I think. I think it's time to play Deshaun Shedd some more. Okay, Tracy Walker is a beast. You know, that's Darius Slay, like brother-in-law or something like that. And you can actually, hey, look here, man. I'm gonna tell you this, and I said this before. I would start if Nevin Lawson started back messing up. I would start Tracy Walker at corner over Nevin Lawson. Tracy Walker ball skills are serious, man. If you see him playing college versus Texas A&M, his ball skills are serious. He got excellent ball skills. Eli Harrell, yeah, I liked him. Hopefully he can continue that. I want to see Kerryon Reddick look with both of them in the backfield. Yeah, that's probably something that they drawing up. What do you think of Tracy Walker so far? Well, I didn't even read your question. I just told you I think. I think Tracy Walker is a beast. He instinctive. That's what you want. Ball skills, instinctive, long. And the only reason they drafted Tracy Walker is because Glover Quinn was going to retire because his family still stays in Houston area. So he ended up coming back, but Tracy Walker caught that pick, almost that pick six, until Quadra Diggs got that holding call on Kittles. But guard, right tackle, offense, and defense line guy. I don't think you need a right tackle. Rick Wagner's been playing good. TJ Lang, I can see what you're saying about that, but he played good last week. And then when TJ Lang wasn't in 2 weeks ago, Kenny Wiggins didn't look that bad. And don't forget, you got Terrell Crosby who could step in at left or right tackle. So I'm really not concerned about the right guard or right tackle position. I don't think they're that bad, but I think in the future you probably need one or the two, depending on where you're going to play Terrell Crosby at, when they're gone. But I like the right tackle, right guard right now. At least how they playing until they get injured. But Rick Wagner been doing good. He been doing good. So it ain't like Savior good, but think about what he went through. I mean, playing next to T.J. Lane, who half-assing. Oh, Clemson just caught a ball. Playing next to Kenny Wiggins and Greg Robertson, I think it'd be all right. I'd be all right. If any position I would want to replace right now is probably left tackle. If I believe that Terrell Crosby can hold up at left tackle, I'd probably kick Taylor Decker up out of here. Remember, that shoulder injury is tricky. When you tear your shoulder up, it's hard to recover from a shoulder injury. Gap control is extremely important. Dallas is dangerous at home, one probably up. And you don't get that same pass rush jump on the road neither with all the crowd noise. So, being disciplined and not jumping off sides is going to be key. If Dak Prescott, he should go to the hard count this week. He really should. Lawson always makes stupid mistakes. He'll find a way to mess up. He will find a way to mess up. San Francisco, he messed up holding or something. He always holding. He panicked for you to be a 5-6 year veteran, whatever he is, 3-year veteran. He panicked when the ball in the air. It's plenty of times with Neville Lawson. He could have led the league in picks, but he just don't have no ball skills. Tracy Walker got ball skills, man. Said you want to say Jamal Agnew got some pretty good ball skills. He just got to get acclimated from San Diego University to the NFL speed. David Du Bois, what's going on? Stafford is the least sacked quarterback in the league right now, exactly. And if you run the ball, he will continue to be the least sacked quarterback in the league. Taylor Decker needs to step up the run game, but he's definitely one of the best pass protectors. Yeah, he let Stafford get sacked a couple weeks ago, but I think it's the shoulder. I take him being a good pass protector, to be honest. I take it. Terrell Housey has done a good job. He will definitely get better. Yeah. But I don't think there's no reason for, to can him right now. Language when available, but needs to shop again for someone else. Yeah, I agree. You think you're talking about T.J. Lane. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think you can get you a right tackle, right guard in the draft. Start building that line depth. But the line is coming together. Remember last year, Greg Robinson fucked everything up. Travis Swanson was a fuck up. And I think you're seeing a difference with Graham Glasgow at center with them running the ball. And that was a problem with the Lions with Dominic Raiola for years. Y'all can ask questions now, man. Go ahead and ask questions, man, so we can wrap it up. Pick my girl up from work. We got time. So, yeah, questions about the game. But I got the Lions winning. I think I said like 24-28 or 24-31. I think the Lions going to win. Fantasy, I've actually got some opportunity to sit down this week. And I might do a little fantasy show tomorrow or do a video. I got to sit down and actually for my daily fantasy players. Well, Clemson just scored. So, yep. Minute left. See what Syracuse do. It's probably about to be 27-23. I don't have nothing against Clemson. I just like Syracuse story. But I'm going to sit down and do some research today, man, for like the first time on daily fantasy and do some real hard research. But like tomorrow, I really like Golden Tate and Theo tomorrow. Daily fantasy players, or if you need pick up somebody in a league, I like Golden Tate or Theo Reddick if you're not picked up in your league. I like him a lot tomorrow. Stafford, 1 p.m. only games for you doing FanDuel and DraftKings guys like me. I'm going to get to questions in a minute. If you look at the 1 p.m. game, I'm going to tell you right now, right? But I'm redoing my lineups. Oh, yeah, Golden Tate is injured, y'all. I forgot about that, bro. Golden Tate is injured tomorrow. Sorry. He was added to injury list Friday as a limited participant, questionable for Sunday's game. Yeah, he got a hip injury, so I don't know if he's going to play. He probably play, but keep a good eye on him, okay? Go and keep an eye on him. But the 1 p.m. games, you got Jets at the Jags, Lions at Dallas, Philly at Tennessee, Miami at New England, Buffalo, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Houston, Indianapolis, and Tampa at Chicago. So, you got some good games early on. I think Brady might have a revenge game. He always he at home versus Miami. That'll be a revenge game. Buffalo and Green Bay. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to play. We play them next week. Some good quarterbacks, man. It's a good week, but I like Stafford this week probably as well too. 1 p.m. start. I think that's 12 p.m. I think it's 12 a.m. Dallas time. Okay, I think it's 12 a.m. Dallas time. All right, so I like him. And for the price, Detroit defense tomorrow, they only 3,500 on FanDuel in most contests with because the 1 p.m. the main event sometimes they shuffle the prices up. So definitely like the Lions defense for 3,500. If you believe Dallas gonna win, shit, Dallas defense about 3,700. Can't beat that. Let me go ahead. Wins your next chat like this again. I do this every Saturday. Every Saturday I do show. So I might go live after the game tomorrow too. So maybe tomorrow, maybe a Monday live chat. All right. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, let's go. Graham Glasgow needs to step up as well. He been doing straight. I mean, he had that good lead block the other game. He been all right. But he better than Travis Swanson, I'll tell you that right now. Our special teams has played terrible too. Too many holding on. Yeah, too many big returns given up for Firestyle. I agree. Too many big returns given up. Too many holding penalties. Too many. What was the one on the Jamal Agnew return in San Francisco? That was this dude had blocked him good, and then somehow he contorts the defender from 49ers, the San Francisco, the body. He pushes him and turns to a push in the back. And he puts his hands up like this. Like, you look guilty, even though it really wasn't a block in the back, or it wasn't even a play you need to make. You didn't affect the play. So something they preaching. And Tavon Wilson again, he be doing dumb shit too, man. He's a veteran, man. And that's why I say it's time to put Tracy Walker in full time. Okay. I answered that, Anthony. NFL Network has the Lions winning this one. Yeah. Now expectations, the Lions gonna do good. This one will put us right back in the division, though. Okay. Plus Tampa going to Chicago tomorrow. That's gonna be a good game. One I'm keeping an eye on. Joseph Israel, what's going on? What it do? I want to see what Jim Bob Cooter game plan looks like. Yeah, me too. I'd love to see what his game plan look like. Brady gonna throw 5 touchdowns. Probably is, man. I'm playing Brady on a couple of my lineups tomorrow. He gonna nut up on Miami. I don't have to pay for nothing, but you got to get used to how to take out the advertising pop-ups. Once you master that, games are all free. Yeah. I used to have a site. They took it down. It's called Free Sports XYZ or whatever. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a few sites, but I just pay. I got a Sunday ticket for free, so I can watch it on at home or on the road. Oh yeah, Tracy Walker played at Louisiana Lafayette. Yeah, he got good ball skills. Brandon Powell could fill in for Golden Tate if the coaching staff gives him a chance. Yeah. Because TJ Jones, he could fill in for Golden Tate and be effective, but guess what? TJ Jones ain't never healthy. He got just as much talent as most of the receivers on the team. He just ain't healthy. Good hands, good athletic ability. That's why I took him on kick return. Just ain't healthy. That's how I watch on my laptop for free because I'm from Detroit originally, but I'm residing in Houston. So if they want to watch the game, First Row Sports, I watch a lot of my boxing matches on there. Hey, a few boys that stay in Houston, man. Vikings defense looks shaky. This is a must win. Yeah. Everson Griffin got mental problems or whatever. Anthony Barr is terrible. It's terrible as well. So, yeah, man. Xavier Rhodes. They front seven not generating that pass rush that it once did. Front seven ain't getting the pass rush. That's what happened. I mean, they got Sharif Floyd. Don't they still got Sharif Floyd and Sheldon Richardson? Sheldon Richardson, ever since leaving the Jets, he been looking terrible. They let Roberson go. Brian Roberson. They let him go. Michael Kendricks, I don't know how he's doing at middle linebacker. He's one of my favorite linebackers. Harrison Smith, I see him make some plays week 1, but I don't know. But when teams get an opportunity to see you in the offseason to break your defense down, you best have some adjustments being made. Jared Goff was my fantasy quarterback. Glad I played him. Yeah, I played him in single game FanDuel. I still lost because something told me to put that motherfucker as my MVP because you get 1.5 extra points. But I did. Jalen Reeves-Mayen played solid last Sunday. Yeah, he did. Looked like he put some weight on too, man. He was small at first, like he put some weight on. So that's good for him. He already fast and quick. Like him a lot. But I think I said I got the Lions like 24-28 or 24-31. Think they can win this game. But, you got expectations for the Lions. It's tough. So this is a must-win for the Lions. Because then next we got Green Bay. It's a must-win as well. I think they have Green Bay next week, or we at home next week versus Green Bay. Let me double check. Let me double check. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, we at home versus Green Bay next week, so we got a couple big games to win. I got cousins. I got 200 cousins in Detroit. My brother-in-law, assistant Wayne County deputy CEO, siblings. She's a circuit court judge hired by governor in Michigan. Detroit is always home. I'm just stuck in Houston. Yeah, I heard Houston nice, but I heard Houston hot and humid though, man. I didn't know that. Waiting on somebody to come help me sell everything so I can go back to Motown. I ain't never heard nobody come move to Houston and wanted to come back to Detroit. And most of my boys, they hate coming back, whether they in Toledo or whether they in Toledo or whether they in or they from Detroit. Them motherfuckers, man, they come visit for a minute, go right back down in Houston. But I know the heat and the humidity down there is crazy. How somebody was telling me. So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and log off, man. Appreciate everybody for rolling through. You know, he said me either. I appreciate everybody for rolling through, man. Hopefully we can get a live show going after the Lions game tomorrow. I planned on doing last week. I was just drained last week, man. But yeah, I'm picking Lions to win this game. Shout out to everybody that supported the page. Remember me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you'd like to donate, the PayPal link in the description. If not, the best way you can help me other than that, well, the best way you can help me is share the videos on Facebook, all right? Share them on Instagram, share them on Twitter. I'm sharing with somebody that like Lions. I definitely appreciate it, man. And y'all know what it is. We done. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, though.